Hello, YouTube. Hello, and welcome to Just One More Watch. Started out like Nice Loom, didn't it? Oh, that's Jody. Hello, YouTube. Luigi here. Okay, that's better. Watch it fade. It fades really, really fast. It started out good. It fades before your eyes, and it's not good. All right, what do we have here? I don't call these videos watch reviews because I don't consider myself that knowledgeable. This is a Aviator. It says American Aviator on it. It's an Aviator watch. And I want to speak to what are the distinctive characteristics that make an Aviator watch an Aviator watch. And there's a history here that goes back to World War II. The aviators needed, this is what we call a type B aviator. You can see the minutes are what's shown on the outer dial, and the hours are in red in much smaller numbers. The minutes were far more important to aviators. Why was that? Well, there was no GPS, and there were no smart bombs. They just had gravity bombs, and if they were lucky enough not to be flying over clouds, these big bombers from England going to tear apart Germany, the de-urbanization, as they call it, of Germany. In addition to legitimate military targets, they also destroyed the cities. And you can debate that if you want. If they were lucky enough to fly over a known position, they had good maps. They could readjust their compass heading to get to their target, and they knew the distance, and they knew their airspeed, and therefore they could calculate in exactly how many minutes the bombardier was to drop his bombs. So the minutes were far more important to these aviators. Now, along with the history of these aviator watches is some characteristics like their size. They were as big as 55 millimeters in diameter. Why? For legibility. They also had very long straps, so they could be worn on the outside of a flight jacket sleeve. And aviators wore these on the inside of their wrist, not the top of their wrist, so they could see the time without taking their hands off the yoke. So there's a lot of cool things about the Aviator watch. This is a true type B, and it's a replica. Let's be honest, it's a replica. Well, now that you know about the history of Aviator watches, let's get into exactly what this one is. I had a lot of really nice Aviator watches on my eBay watch list and in my cart on Amazon, and they included such names as Elgin and Boulevard and the Laco Fliegers and Orient. Miltech Luftwaffe is gorgeous. Citizens and even Invicta had one. And these are really, really good reproductions of Aviator watches. The problem is every single one of them was between 10 and 35 times the price of this one. And that's what we're going to talk about. Yeah, Luigi fell into another bargain basement made in China. I'm just going to tell you that right up front. Aviator watch. Okay, now you guys know Freddie Hart. He's got a station called Gear Obsession. He bought one of these, and he hates it. He called it KRAP. Okay, I can't say that. They'll demonetize me, and I need every penny I can get here. He really didn't like it, and his ran 1 minute fast per day. In 5 days it was, slow. In 5 days it was 5 minutes slow. Now mine has gained, and it's synced to an atomic clock, so I know this for certain. Mine has gained 3 seconds in 10 days. I don't know if they changed the movement sometime between when Freddie bought his and when I got mine, but at 3 seconds in 10 days is a very acceptable level of accuracy for a quartz watch. Now, Freddie made a big deal about, and I'm going to show you too, about the packaging. As seen on TV, Rick Harrison, who's got $1 million worth of watches in his pawn shop, shilling for this Chinese knife. Wow. And there's a lot of commercials out there on YouTube with the Rick Harrison, and they're selling these for $39.95, and that's what Freddie Hart paid. He paid $40 for his. And here it comes. Are you sitting down? I paid $7.95 for this watch. I bought it because it looks good to me. And if it fell apart in a month at $7.95, I really didn't care. But I've had really good luck with this in terms of accuracy, as I've already said. It's a quartz. I don't know the movement, some Chinese movement maybe. I doubt if it's a Seiko or a Miyota or something. It's got an IP black coating. It is 44 millimeter case diameter. It is 11 millimeters thick, and it has a 51.1 lug tip to lug tip with a 22 millimeter lug strap. I think the strap is nice to a point. It's a wonderful color. It's a real OD green, a little on the dark side, and that's fine for me. However, where you poke the latch through, we're already starting to see some fraying. These are not, grommeted holes. I don't expect, you see it's frayed already all over the place. I don't even use this hole. So I don't expect this to really hold up for a long time. This is the only place where it says Made in China is on the back. This is meant to look like leather, and I don't know. It might be a vinyl. Single stitch. Let's take a look at this case back, okay? Because this is pretty interesting. This is all laser etching. It says American Aviator stainless steel back. It's got the flag. You see that number there? That corresponds to the number on my certificate of authenticity. That's a joke. And it appears, here's a real piece of fakery. It appears to be a screw-down case. You see those notches? Well, those are just decorative. It's really a pry-off case back, and there's a little, I don't know if you can see it, there's a little notch here at my fingertip where you put your pry-off lever tool in and pop it off. So there you go. I'm not saying it's a great piece of horology. I'm saying it looked good to me. It still does look good to me. I got it at a screaming price, $7.95. Sorry, Freddie, that you paid $40 for it. But he's not the only one. There's a ton of commercials repeating over and over. The Rick Harrison commercial, and it's he really gives it his all. And remember, here's a guy with $1 million plus worth of excellent watches in his pawn shop. There is one thing about this crown. It's got very good knurling on it. It's unsigned. And the real aviators had a pronounced onion-shaped crown. Why? So they could get to it with their gloves on. Okay? That's not an issue for me, for any civilian wanting just to have this because it's a good-looking timepiece. But the real ones all had onion-shaped crowns. So there you go. I think I've covered everything on my list. A Chinese replica, and with all this American flag stuff, American Aviator is the name of the company or the watch. You might think this was made in America. Well, see that ye be not deceived, because the only place it says made in China is on the tip of the strap. All right, everybody. God bless you. I love you all. You take good care. I hope you all had great Christmas, which was just a few days ago. Bye-bye.